think that's all right. Wait, 1 second.
Did I open with a sigh? I think I did, didn't I?
Sure, why not? I needed to put the fucking mic back.
Was it not on?
No, it was.
No, it's okay.
It was just on the wrong setting.
Okay.
But it's fine.
All of that's been recorded.
Yeah.
That whole... Oh, good. Okay.
Even the mic switch.
Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I want to say episode 7. Doesn't matter. Obviously, I'm Ryan. Hello, Owen.
Hi.
Both of us are a bit tired, a bit groggy. I'm a little bit ill, and I haven't told Owen that yet because he's got the immune system
of
a baby.
What? Is that what you said? Did you want to put off the session today?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm busy for the rest of the week, so yeah, we'll just do now. No.
Anyways, guys, thank you for our last video. Got more views than all of our other videos. I haven't actually checked it recently, but it was, last I checked, it was our highest. Might have been because we actually shared it for once.
Yeah, that might have been the case.
Yeah, but no, it was mainly negative responses, which is great. That's what we're going for.
Fantastic.
So, yep. I think I was called a dick at least 3 times. So
why? Who was it?
Old workmates, stepfather, the people that don't matter in your life. Right, anyway, so how was your... It's been ages since we recorded the last one, actually. So how have you been since then? We need to catch up all of our listeners. None of them.
Before starting this, I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't have anything to catch us up on. But there's a massive thing that we need to catch people up on. That's the fact that we went on holiday together.
Oh, no. Oh, you've been planning this.
Yeah, we went to Tenerife as a group of 6 and... I'm getting big signs
we can't say it, okay? Alright, I have a career. We can hint at it, but we can't say it. I did nothing illegal, for the record.
Right.
It's nothing illegal.
I can't go into details on what Ryan did, but I will. I'll give little hints to it throughout the video. I'll sprinkle it in.
You're a subtle man as well, so it'll be fine. It was a good holiday, all you can drink. And
we drank. That was...
Me and you did. Everyone else was a bit...
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, actually, they were right, actually. They were surprisingly better than I thought it'd be. I think we got them all drunk at least once.
Aaron was a pussy. Aaron, you were a pussy. And he needs to step up his game, ready for Reading Fest.
Do you think we peer pressure him?
Yeah.
Cool, good. I was just checking we're on the same page.
But peer pressure doesn't work.
No, apparently not.
Vegans.
Instead of drinking, you just moved to Newcastle.
Exactly.
Hello to Newcastle, Aaron.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Anyway, anything going on with you? I don't think there's anything else with me.
Like I said to you before the recording, we've been talking about how I've got a new car in the last couple of episodes, and I'm already looking at getting another one.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I have a problem. I did sports day today, because as keen listeners may have caught, I work in a school, and I was so excited to do the teachers' race, and
you won,
and they overran, so they cancelled the teachers' race.
So Ryan won.
I sulked more than any of the children there. I have never behaved like so much of a child in my life.
Well, I mean, they're all winners anyway. Isn't that the culture that people spread around for kids nowadays anyway? Everybody's a winner. Nobody loses. Apart from the losers, because that's how sports work.
Yeah. We aren't going to be talking about E3. We missed it. We're on holiday. We have seen it all, but I assume by this stage, all of you have. We are way behind.
I can't even remember it.
No, there wasn't much massive. There probably was. I don't want to say anything, but...
I mean, your phone broke while we were away, so you couldn't even keep up to date with what was happening.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. But... No, it seemed like an all right conference. Not as exciting as some. We're hoping to live stream it next year. Hopefully, we'll plan our holidays around it.
Yeah. Well, quite a lot of the stuff that actually came out was, leaked.
Yeah, I avoid all that.
There was a lot of leakage. If you catch my drift.
Okay. Right. That sounds so much worse.
It'll keep on getting worse.
Okay. So I usually do my little music segment at the beginning, but actually, I haven't got any music per se, but what I do have is I found myself a new podcast.
Oh, I was going to plug something, but carry on with your...
Okay, well, so there's a podcast called Dopey, or something to that effect.
Uh-huh.
And it's about... Originally, there were 2 drug dealers on... not drug dealers, like ex-drug addicts.
Yes.
And their one policy is they can have anyone on the show as long as they're no longer doing drugs, and they just tell the most vivid drug stories. And it's so funny. About, I think, a year and a half in, one of them died.
Oh, right, jeez.
Because he relapsed, and it's really sad.
Oh,
but actually,
no.
it's quite a nice success story from where the other guys come from it as
Yeah.
well. So actually, it's a really nice, uplifting show, and actually, it gets you into the real world of what it's like being like. And these are like heroin addicts, not like
proper addicts.
Yeah. So I find it quite interesting. It's really funny. It sounds quite dark, but it is really funny.
Ah, fair enough. That sounds pretty cool. Well, I was just going to plug, like we mentioned earlier, we're going to Reading Fest. We now have a collaborative Reading Fest playlist, which I think we can plug.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
What I can't remember.
So it'll be under the account Ryan Whittleton.
It's fine. I'll just find it out.
So if you search Spotify for Ryan Whittleton, but otherwise it'll be. People are going to tamper with this though, mate.
It's called Fest 2019 Collab.
Yeah.
By Ryan Whittleton.
Yeah.
It's already dreadful, so it's fine.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it once.
You haven't added anything to it.
No, I will. I plan to. It's because I edited it all to the other one. I was hoping there'd be an easy copy and paste.
I am 90% of the songs that have gone on to that thing.
Yes, yeah. I understand that. But
right, so what are the things we're going to talk about today?
We'll start with Toy Story because I think we probably have the least to say about that.
Toy Story 4.
Yeah. So we went to see Toy Story 4. We didn't go together, so we actually know nothing about how the other person feels about this.
Toy Story 4.
Did we go together?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. We went
Literally.
together.
Like less than a week ago, we went together.
I don't have a hard life. Okay.
Spiderman, we didn't go together to see. We'll move on to that after.
Yeah, we'll do Spider-Man next. Okay, so Toy Story 4. What did you think, Owen? What was the story?
What was the story?
Just quickly summed up.
So,
we'll go full spoilers. It's Toy Story. Who cares?
So, Toy Story 3, it was supposed to be the end of Toy Story. Well, spoilers, it wasn't the end of Toy Story. Surprise, surprise, they wanted to milk more from the franchise.
I mean, I thought that's what Toy Story 3 was, but yeah.
Well, that was a milk... Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fine. What was the story? The story was essentially... so Woody and the gang are now with... It's Bonnie? Bonnie's the new kid that they're all
Yes, yeah.
looking after, in quotation marks. And Woody's basically been set to one side. He's no longer the favourite toy. She's moving on with her life. She's going to, is it kindergarten? I don't know, whatever they do over in the US. She's moving on, and she's really nervous when she goes to school. She creates this little plastic spork toy,
Forky.
which is supposed to be her new favourite toy. Woody insists that this toy is supposed to be the most important one of her life because she created it. It's helping her go through school, and he's very much projecting himself based on the fact that he is now no longer the toy. So he is trying to make sure that this new toy, which thinks it's trash, is going to be a big part of her life. Those jokes were hilarious, by the way.
Forky was one of the best parts of that film.
Related to that fork way too much.
But the rest of the plot is basically Forky goes missing and Woody's got to get him back to the RV. That's without spoilers, that's the best we can do.
Yeah.
Even though I just said we'll do spoilers. But whatever. I thought Forky was really good.
Yeah.
I genuinely think this is the funniest Toy Story film we've had.
Yeah, it is the darkest and the funniest one that we've had. And to be honest, I preferred the new characters they brought into it better than the
old
cast.
ones. Yeah, I think they underdeveloped the old ones in this. They just didn't have storylines.
I don't know what it was. Did they have a new voice for Jessie? She just sounded annoying most of the time. I don't understand.
She's always had that voice.
Really?
Yeah, she's always had that slight lisp. And maybe it wasn't quite as obnoxious, I suppose. But
I don't know. Maybe I just didn't tweet onto
I
it
felt
when I was
like
a kid.
Buzz got underused.
Buzz was hilarious.
He was hilarious, but they made him he's always been kind of dumb, but they made him really dumb.
Yeah, I didn't really mind what they did with him. The whole thing with the inner voice and using his buttons to just make decisions.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Obviously, this is Woody's film. So, spoiler-wise, essentially, Woody finally sorts out Forky, but he bumps into Little Bo Peep from the original film.
They give a bit of a backstory on how Bo Peep disappeared.
And basically, he realises he hasn't got a place in Bonnie's toy set because he doesn't like playing with her. He's done working with kids and he stays a lost toy with Bo Peep at the end.
Yeah.
It's quite sad. It's Woody leaving the franchise, supposedly. We'll talk more about that.
Essentially.
Yeah, but on the way meets other characters. Now, there was a duck character which was sewn to a big fluffy
like
rabbit
or something?
character, played by Key and Peele, famous American comedians. And they were the best characters
They were
in the
hilarious.
film. We were wetting ourselves watching them. There's just certain bits where we were dying, absolutely dying.
So whereas a lot of people cried at the end of Toy Story 3 because it was very emotional, the only time I cried during this movie was when they were on it was fantastic.
It was proper belly laughter. I've never laughed that much in a Disney film, I think. I'm happy to say.
I don't know whether they got free reign on what they were going to say and they had a little...
It must have been improvised.
It was brilliant. I don't know how you could script that.
You've got to watch it, because I feel like if we say it, it will ruin it a little bit. But it was so good. I think otherwise I haven't got much more. I thought it was good. However, I think it would have more of an impact if I believed it was the last one.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it is, and therefore I'm sat there annoyed because they've split up my favourite characters.
Yeah, I want it to be the last one. I think, well, I mean, I'm all for not milking franchises to death.
Yeah.
And I think they have kind of... But a 4 is a weird...
Class 3. Monsters University.
Like
Finding Dory.
4 movies, that's a bit of an odd one to end on, so maybe making it 5 or
Some
6
people are convinced we're not getting another one. Mr. Foley, that can be your shout out.
Right.
You're an idiot. There will be another one.
I don't know. I was convinced there wasn't going to be a 4th one, but yeah, here we are.
I will give it a Woody out of the toy box.
I'll give it
because he's not in the toy box because he's been left behind.
Sounds like a euphemism a little bit.
Because he's
just come out.
Why did you make it a sex thing?
It wasn't a sex thing.
You made that a sex thing.
It was a sexuality. Fine, whatever. I give it watch it because you probably need to.
Yeah, I feel like if you're our age, it's kind of a have to watch. But I wouldn't say you have to watch it in the cinema.
No.
It's my only thing.
Yeah, watch it on like Blu-ray, DVD.
Unless you've got a card
Sky
like
Store.
us.
Just watch it at some point.
VIP boys.
Just watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on then, segue onto it.
I hate you so much. It was going to be so smooth.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay, just pretend it didn't happen.
Fuck you. So as you know, me and Owen shut up. Right, so I was going to do this right smooth segue this time so that it just flowed nicely, and Owens decided to do everything in his power to stop me from doing that.
Go on.
Okay. As you know, me and Owen have spent a lot of our previous months watching Game of Thrones, TV show we're absolutely addicted to, and
yes,
it recently ended, and there's been a void. There's been a void. In fact, there's been an absolute... I can't remember what it's called now. I've ruined it. But point is, Stranger Things is here, and we've watched Stranger Things, and oh my god, I thought it was great.
It was fantastic.
I thought it was the best series. I don't care about spoilers for this. It's been out for 2 days on Netflix, so how haven't you watched it?
I have seen it.
No, not you, the viewers.
Oh,
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I didn't yeah.
It's all out there. You can watch it, so...
Well,
fight me.
It's broken Netflix streaming records for the first weekend it's been open.
Oh, really?
It's the most streamed thing they've ever had, and
I think it's the first time I've watched the whole series on a weekend.
It's really impressive considering I think it's not even considered the biggest Netflix show. I think Orange is the New Black is still considered the biggest.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I don't know. I stopped caring about that a long time ago.
I never watched it.
Stranger Things. I put it in my diary when they first announced it with that weird little trailer of Steve and God, what's her name? At the Scoops Ahoy.
Oh, the lesbian?
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a weird... Okay, well, that's spoilers.
I said I don't care about spoilers. It's all out there.
Fine, whatever. What's her name?
I don't know. Lesbian.
No, that's not her name.
Freckleface. I know what you want from me.
Robin. Her name's Robin because it's a play on like Baskin Robbins because that's a ice cream thing over in America.
We've got it here. It's at our cinema.
Is it?
Yeah, they've got it at our cinema.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was brilliant. And actually, I'm very much of the opinion that the quality has gotten better every series.
Yeah, well, they only had they had practical effects in the beginning, but now they've gone on to proper like CG.
It looks amazing.
It's much better.
It looks like a film, like a full budget film.
And each episode is like 40 to 50. The last episode is over an hour.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, I binged it over 2 days just after it came out. I was properly happy with it.
I like the way it fully lent into the Goonies aspect of things.
Yeah.
And there was like three or four groups all doing sort of Goonies-esque adventures, and they were just absolutely bonkers. They're working in an ice cream shop and they find a military base from Russia underground within about 3 episodes. It's like, well, this went from 0 to 100 real fucking fast.
It's just a testament to how good the writers are, that they can have 3 or 4 different subplots that all merge into one at the end, and it doesn't feel overbearing.
No, completely makes sense.
It was, you didn't get confused at any point. You knew exactly what was going on. They had some new lovable characters that came into it. I think Robin was hilarious. The dynamic that she had with Steve definitely worked. What was his name? Alexei? Yeah. He was hilarious.
Yes, he was really good. The little girl that was around with him, sometimes funny, sometimes obnoxious.
Yeah. So that was the only bit that I was a little bit confused about, because I didn't realise that she was one of the kids' sisters.
I forgot until about halfway through.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Because she says hello to him in the first episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they walk past and he calls her a mole rat.
Ah.
Yeah. But I thought it was really good. I think I liked that it was sort of Billy's series. I thought he was a great character in the last one. Although they dropped the racism to make him a bit more likeable.
Yeah.
They sort of brushed over that, but I was quite sad.
What, when he died?
Yeah, I thought.
I mean,
it had to happen.
It did have to happen, because they had to have one proper death in the series, and I think we're going to both go on to the next one.
Yes.
Hopper's not dead.
No.
He just isn't.
Did you watch the bit after the credits?
Yeah. So
the American. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going around that might be him, or it might be the doctor who experimented on 11.
Yeah, because he was alive at the end of the day.
Yeah, because apparently he didn't die, even though he did die. But yeah, that was written out of it.
Well,
Hopper,
I think
Hopper has to still be alive.
I think it's Hopper because you didn't see him die.
Yeah.
In the laws of TV, you didn't see him die.
I had I don't know, when that scene was going, I was I was almost in tears.
Really?
Yeah, because that was like, Jesus Christ, he's one of my favourite characters out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not get that. But yeah, I thought maybe that the relationship with Joyce, it felt natural towards the end, but at first I thought, you're forcing this, and I get why they forced it. It was because they wanted more of an emotional reaction at the end.
Yeah.
But I think you could have had that with Elle.
I
could have had it so that she put the blindfold on and could see him.
Yeah.
But
so they've kind of ended it with she's kind of out of touch with her powers at this point, which I think is cool, because she's been the trump card up until this point. And they played on that in the last fight, that she was basically useless, and how hard it was to try and get past it.
I like that they ignored episode 7 of last series.
What happened in episode 7 of last series?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
They just went, oh no, everybody fucking hated that. Let's not do that.
That was a weird.
The never-ending story bit was perfect.
That was hilarious.
That was perfect.
Had no idea whether or not Susie was real, and then that happened, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, no, very well done, Duffer Brothers. I thought it was a great show. I'm very much looking forward to the last one, to the next one.
So apparently they're planning on doing a season 4. They have to, essentially, and there might be a season 5. And I think that's probably the right sort of length it should be.
Don't do any more. Yeah, don't overdo it. I was worried this series was going to be overdoing it.
So have you seen that there's been a little bit of controversy about it? Especially around Hopper's character.
Why?
Because of how he was at the beginning of the series.
Or is quite protective.
A bit overbearing with Joyce, and he gets really annoyed about the whole being stood up thing. Someone on Twitter got really annoyed about it, and a load of stuff's come through because of it.
What? Somebody's got annoyed that he got annoyed for being stood up.
Yes, well, kind of. I don't know. I feel like I
get that he was maybe a little bit forceful with her, but not in a "you have to come."
Yeah,
it was more you haven't got an excuse. Come on,
I think the point was that he was. I don't know whether it's emotional manipulation, or I don't know. It's proper weird. I don't really know.
Oh, I kind of get she's grieving and he's always hanging around her, maybe. But in fairness,
he's grieving too.
He's a character in a show. That could be what he's doing. Why is that something to complain about? If that's how you perceive the character, fine. But that just makes him a horrible person in his character. Why would you need to complain about that? They're not going to go, oh yeah, we'll go back and change that.
Well, they've said afterwards that they're not even saying that he's a horrible character. She's the person who said it literally was trying to say, don't date people like that.
Right, okay.
Like, emotionally. I don't even think he was being that bad. Although it wasn't labelled as a date, he still got awfully annoyed that she didn't show up. I don't know. It's a long topic.
If I arranged to go to dinner with you,
Yeah.
and you just didn't turn up, and you turn up at my house the next morning, I went to see a science teacher, I would punch you in the face.
Yeah. I mean, that also wouldn't make any sense if I went to go and see a science teacher.
No, yeah. So I'd punch you in the face.
Okay, fair enough. Fair play. I don't know.
That's about all I've got to say about Stranger Things. I can't wait to see the next bit. I like seeing them all a bit older as well. That was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I love that who was sort of set up to be the main character in the very first season because he went missing is the most irrelevant character that they don't know what to do with now.
It's funny though.
They just don't know. They should have killed him at the end of the first season.
I like that
he's got no role.
They played on the fact that he's very much lost in the past now because he essentially lost all of that time and he wants to live in that where everybody else is trying to move on.
How long was he gone for?
Like a year, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was a long time. And plus, he fucked off in both of the first two seasons for a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose he was possessed for a bit, yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought it was great. Definitely watch it if you've got Netflix.
Oh, 100%. It's, I would say, one of the best things that is like a Netflix original.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last but not least, and probably the thing we're going to spend the most amount of time on, hopefully, otherwise it's going to be a very short video, podcast, whatever. We've both been to see Spider-Man Far From Home, the latest in the Marvel universe, and we do not know what each other thought about this.
Yeah, no, we saw it at different times. I saw it at midnight release with a couple of people, and you saw it a few days later.
Yes, indeed.
So, I want to know, what did you think of it? Because you usually ask me first. I want to know what you think.
Okay, basic story. Peter's feeling a bit overwhelmed by everything because now that Tony Stark's gone, everyone's looking to him for answers. He's got a field trip in Europe, so he's trying to get away from things, but naturally it's a Spider-Man film, so things come up. That's the quickest way I can tell you what the story is. So I think I liked it, but
Have you only seen it once?
yeah,
I've only seen it once as well.
I do have some quarrels. I wonder if maybe I'm Spider-Man fatigued a little bit.
Okay.
And there were some bits at the end that I thought either it's too soon or you've not quite done that right.
Right.
But overall, it was good. It was a Spider-Man film. I would say potentially I wasn't feeling stakes as much as maybe I would have hoped to. It's hard to follow Endgame. That's the only... I'm trying to cut it some slack. It certainly wasn't bottom tier Marvel.
No.
But I'd say it's pretty heavy mid tier for me.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I wouldn't rate it massively high on the Marvel spectrum.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was a really good movie. What they were going for, I think they did perfectly.
They explained the snap stuff really perfectly.
That was hilarious.
They did it really well. Yeah.
Fantastic. They needed to do it in the first 20 minutes of the movie,
and the first thing they did.
First 5 minutes, they make a joke about it. What do they call it? The blip or something?
Yeah, how they all had to reset the year, even though
explains a load of casting changes, and it wasn't all of the people in the class. It was only a set amount of people. And I don't know. It was cool though how they did it.
Yes, I agree.
Should we go into details on spoilers or anything?
I think both saying we enjoyed it. Yeah.
I'd say I enjoyed it quite a lot. I made some predictions as well before I went into it. Not nearly as heavy predictions as when I went into Endgame, but I still made a few.
Actually, just quickly, non-spoilery. Tom Holland was born to be Spider-Man. He is still the perfect Spider-Man, I think.
Yeah.
But if you don't want spoilers, piss off now. There'll be some plugs at the end, but you don't care. So, but otherwise,
right.
What were your predictions?
So my predictions, super easy. Mysterio's evil. Done.
Yeah.
He was obviously going to be evil. Anybody that's read the comics will know.
I think I told you before going in. I knew you probably already had a prediction, but I think the thing I said to you before I went in was, I bet Mysterio's a bad guy, and I bet it's holograms.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. All of the stuff that he was claiming to been doing was all holograms.
Yeah.
I like how they tied it into all being ex-Stark employees that are
That's good. And they were the actual cast members?
Obviously Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't the original guy, but the other guys I think were the original cast members. I could be wrong on that, but they definitely looked the same.
Yeah.
Which was smart.
You have to go back and check.
And they've set it up so that the one that's being that was interrogated by whatever his name was from the first Iron Man movie.
What?
Who was the bad guy in the first Iron Man movie? What was his name?
Simon Shaw.
Yeah, big bold bloke.
The one Shaw. Yeah.
When he's getting interrogated.
Shout out! Stark did this in a cave. Yeah.
Tony Stark did this in a cave with scraps when he's trying to make like the little arc reactor. He's still set up to be a villain in the future because he manages to get away with everything.
Yes. Yeah.
I made the prediction that Mysterio dies in the movie, but I also think that he might not be dead. I think he might come back. There's a chance that he will. Okay.
Yeah, carry on with your predictions now.
Peter Parker is revealed to be Spider-Man. I made that prediction.
How did you rate that?
I also made the prediction that Joe Jameson was going to come up that was fantastic. I had no idea that would actually happen. I just wanted it to happen.
I can't believe it was him as well. I honestly, brilliant. That was excellent.
And the last one that I made, I think I might have mentioned it in the podcast before, or at least I was a big advocate for it, was that at the end of Endgame you could see what's his name? What's the name of the head scroll?
Oh, Talos.
Yeah, Talos. You could see his human form in the school where Peter is. And I put that as the prediction that the Skrulls were going to be around and the main couple of characters weren't actually going to be like Fury and whatever her name is, Maria.
You made that prediction?
Main couple of characters like Fury. So, Skrulls.
Fucking hell. Okay.
So,
all right. He showed me. It's legit.
Yeah. It's got a timestamp on it as well.
Yeah. I did not see that coming. Can I just say, though?
Right.
Why? What the fuck did that add to the film?
What?
What a pointless thing.
What? The Skrulls.
Them revealing it, right, in the end credits.
It made a lot of sense in comparison to... So when you think about how Fury never really makes mistakes, and it really gives a good reason to why he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Throughout the film.
It's quite mean in it as well.
Yeah.
I think they should have made it more of a plot point rather than it being an after credit thing. They should have made it a plot point in the film. So you don't need everyone knowing still. It can still be that kind of reveal, but it should have been in the main body of the film.
Yeah.
So that it has an effect. Because otherwise, I'm kind of getting sick of these things being tagged on that are pointless. They used to be so meaningful. And yeah, I suppose that was relatively meaningful. But I don't give a shit about the next Captain Marvel.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the next Captain Marvel. I think that's going to be where the direction goes for the next Avengers movies. There's going to be like Skrull Invasion or something along those lines.
Okay.
So, Secret Invasion, sorry. Getting that completely wrong.
Oh, it is a Skrull Invasion.
Yeah, but they did it slightly differently in the comics because obviously the Skrulls were evil in the comics and they're not so much here.
Yeah.
They're actually helping. It's interesting to see where they're going with it.
Yeah.
But that's very much...
I like him as well. I think he plays it well. The guy who plays Talos.
Yeah, no, he's very good at what he's been cast to do, obviously.
Agreed.
But,
can we talk about them revealing Spider-Man to be Peter Parker? Yeah. Actually, no, sorry, just before that, Jake Gyllenhaal, whether he's dead or not, stop killing off villains.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. Like, there's no reason for them to kill him. Whether Jake Gyllenhaal wants to come back or not, there was no reason to kill him. You could, because he's a normal person, you could have quite easily put him in a prison. And that way, there's always the chance in the future. When we're trying to work out who a villain is, there's more mystery behind it. But they keep killing villains. It's annoying me. It's really annoying me.
I'm not... because obviously Mysterio is Master of Illusions. There is a chance that he isn't actually dead.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that chance. He's an escape artist, for fuck's sake. That's what he was in the comics. Yeah. So there is a chance that will come back, and it was all just a ruse. But the reveal of Peter Parker, I kind of saw coming, but purely because that would make sense for where the direction for the movies go now. because they've been building up to this point that Peter's going to be the new Iron Man. There's now this media going against him saying that he killed a bloke and he's trying to take over. He's now not going to be the head of the Avengers.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for his character. He's got all this responsibility, but he can't take it now because of that setback. And the fact that now people know who he is, they can really focus on Peter getting to grips with that, because there's a good few comic storylines that follow that. Actually getting into the world of superheroes where you're not, everybody knows who you are, everybody knows who you love, everybody can get attacked.
Yeah. And I don't disagree with the concept itself. I just think it's too early, or he's too young. I don't like that he's still in high school.
It feels too young because of the actor and where he is at the moment.
It would have been cool if it had gone to it had gone 6 months later, some sort of high school graduation, he's about to go to college, and then it comes up on the screen behind him. I'd have been into that.
Yeah, okay.
But I think he's too young, and I think, because I heard this theory that they've planned roughly to do about 9 Spider-Man films. Which makes sense, because Tom Holland's going to do it till he dies.
Yeah.
He loves it. And the rationale behind that was it was going to be 3 of him in high school, 3 in college, and 3 as an adult. That is, for me, the perfect structure for a Spider-Man sort of series. I do think potentially this would have been quite a weak entry anyways, but I thought that ending just felt rushed and not pointless, because it has a point in the grand scheme of things. It didn't feel right to me for whatever reason.
Yeah, Marvel don't really, I don't want to say make mistakes. They have made mistakes in the past, but they do things for a reason. They've clearly got a way to go with it, so otherwise they wouldn't have written it or let Sony write it.
I also think it removes the impact of MJ knowing.
Yeah.
You should have played with that a bit more before everyone knows, because
the thing is,
okay, MJ knows.
They kind of knew that. You could kind of tell this where the series was going, because obviously in the first movie, Jesus Christ, Aunt May found out, Ned found out, Vulture knew. There's a list of, he's the worst at keeping that secret. Actually, maybe apart from the Amazing Spider-Man, because he let quite a few people. In fairness, tied up the loose ends. Most of them died who knew who he was.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit morbid, but oh well.
Yeah, I think it was good. I'm just, I don't know. I wonder if I've got sort of Spider-Man fatigue a little bit, or even Marvel fatigue. I don't know where I'm at with it.
I would say Marvel fatigue. There were some genuinely great parts about that movie. Like, for example, when they finally sorted out the spider sense, that scene, the choreography in that was fantastic.
I thought Happy was really good in this film, and that scene with both of them on the jet when he was in the back building the suit, he was doing all the same motions that Tony Stark did. And I kind of got butterflies. I thought it was a really good scene.
Yeah, dude, I love Led Zeppelin. How fucking dare you?
Well, I thought they were going to put on Black Sabbath.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that would have been a little bit better, but fine, same principle.
Yeah.
And it made sense because he was about to get the sort of black and red suit. But I thought that was a great scene. And another thing that disappointed me a little bit is they had that quite just before he gets hit by the train. They had that quite interesting sequence where he was getting all tripped out by Mysterio. It reminded me quite a lot of what happens in the Spider-Man PS4 game, which I don't think you've played.
I haven't played it. No.
But then at the end, when he gets put into that illusion, he's out of it like that. And I thought you could have done something a little more interesting with it. Like, just extend that scene a little bit and have him, fight some obstacle. I just thought...
I mean, there was a lot of... they really played on the fact that they hadn't really used the spider sense up until this point. And when they used it, I get that's what that scene was supposed to be, that he was really coming into his element. But yeah, I agree. And it could have used a little bit more build.
Just felt like the finale was in the middle then, because the biggest effect from the villain, like the biggest attack from the villain was then. Yeah. I know all the drones and stuff, but that's not really Mysterio's thing. The Mysterious thing is all the illusions.
Yeah.
The drones, for me, had no weight to them.
Yeah.
Those bullets were bouncing off of things. Nobody got hit.
Can I point out that Mysterio's plan made no fucking sense? He wanted to be the ultimate hero, but if any crime actually happened, he could do fuck all. It was dope.
Well, no, he does have a shed load of drones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Put them into an illusion,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
people might see the drones and then actually find out what he actually is, which is a fraud.
Yeah, I suppose.
A fraudster. I don't know.
So just illusion them or kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Loose ends.
Yeah, I liked when Maria Hill went to the roof and shot him with a bazooka. Although they were cutting that close.
Yeah.
They were cutting that really close.
But did it really matter because it was Taylor's wife?
Well, I don't want Taylor dead.
No, that's true. Fine. Whatever. Good character. But yeah, I could. There was a few things that hinted towards them being Skrulls.
There was a little thing that actually I wanted to talk about. Flash.
Right?
They're building him up to be a villain. Have you noticed?
Have they? I haven't really noticed.
I'm sort of getting vibes from him. So
I mean, Flash is natural. He's historically a villain.
So first film,
He's a Venom.
obviously he's bullying Peter a lot. Peter embarrasses him. He doesn't know it's Peter yet. He thinks it's Spider-Man technically, but he embarrasses him by smashing up his dad's car
Yeah.
and like probably making him late for prom or whatever. Right? I don't know if
Yeah.
he was there at the time. But still embarrassing on a big night. And then he's always bullying Peter. He seems to hate Peter, which is fine.
He loves Spider-Man.
There was a scene. There was a he does love Spider-Man for now,
I
right?
don't know why though.
But
he fucked up his dad's car.
There was also a scene in this film showing a little bit of backstory on him when he gets off the plane and he says to the guy, "Mum couldn't make it."
That really didn't land. Whatever that was.
I don't think it was a joke. I think it's a minor hint. I think Dad's already dead.
Right.
Mum doesn't care about him.
Jeez.
Now, my only thing is, surely he can't be Venom because there's talks about bringing Tom Hardy in.
They're in the same universe.
Yeah,
That's
so-
confirmed.
So what are they going to do? I definitely think they're building him up slowly. I think they're building him up.
Flash has been a different villain. I just can't remember what.
As you said earlier, Marvel does not do things for no point.
No, yeah.
And that's a weird thing to throw in.
Yeah.
Just showing that he's kind of unloved. Is I definitely think they're building him up to something.
I will Google to see what else he has been.
Well, maybe Flash is going to turn against Spider-Man now because everybody hates him. And actually, because he's placed so much trust in Spider-Man because he's never been able to rely on a role model, he's now going to think you betrayed me, blah, 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 and have like a massive breakdown.
Well, he can't really. I don't know. Everybody now knows it's Peter Parker. So that's always going to be a bit of a...
What if he becomes Miles Morales?
What if...
Twist. Miles Morales, Spider-Man...
Flash becomes Miles Morales?
Miles Morales, Spider-Man is a villain, but it's actually Flash.
What?
Flash Thompson, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's actually... from what it says, he's mostly been Venom.
Yeah, it's usually Venom. So I'm intrigued. Maybe they'll do like another one. Maybe they'll do like Riot or something with him.
Yeah, I guess so. Although quite a few of them have already been distributed out to various people. Who's got Carnage? Someone's already...
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. So they've already made some decisions on that matter.
I think he's going to be some sort of villain. Maybe like a minor one. But someone with there's going to be real hatred there, I think. Can't think who he might... Maybe like the Scorpion or something, because they seem to be doing obscure villains. Maybe someone like the Scorpion or something weird like that.
Scorpion's already confirmed. He was the other bloke in prison.
Or prison.
At the end of Homecoming when Vulture...
really? Was
yeah,
it?
that was Scorpion.
Okay, well, someone like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've done it for a reason. They've got to have done.
Yeah, I'd be amazed if that never came up again.
It'll probably be... I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But for the time being, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Any other words on Spider-Man or the future of where things are going?
I would like the next one to be better.
Okay.
Not that this film was bad,
No.
but Spider-Man has the potential to be the best films, 100%. So,
Yeah.
do better, Marvel. That's a direct order from your boys at Quit Talking.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Just to add on to Spider-Man, because obviously it's not entirely Marvel's fault if this movie fails, because Sony has a big part to do with it as well, because it's still owned by Sony. I heard something recently about the contract that they have. Apparently the Spider-Man movies, Disney Marvel only retain control over the movies if it underperforms. So it's obviously not going to affect this one because it's probably going to earn way more than it's already done in its opening weekend. But I think it's something ridiculous. Like if it doesn't earn $1 billion in the box office, then Sony gets the control back.
Yeah.
Are you reading the same thing?
I'm having a look at the box office for it.
It's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing quite well.
I think in its opening week, it's done 600 million, so it's way onto the billion mark.
Yeah.
Opening
day it was 185, so
that's pretty good.
That's
Off the back of Endgame, it's good. I was happy with it.
Yes, I agree. I think maybe I'm just being a bit mean.
I'll see what it's like when I watch it again.
Yeah, I agree. I do think I need to see it again.
Because I think I preferred Homecoming on a second viewing.
100%. Yeah, Homecoming I think is really good. It's one of the best, maybe the best Spider-Man film. I'd have to.
I would still have to give that, unfortunately, to Into the Spider-Verse.
1.
No, Into the... What the fuck? No. Why would you ever think that? Oh no, my biggest weakness. Small knives.
Actually,
that was funny.
I've not seen the animated one yet.
Have you not?
Spider-Verse. I need to. But what I would say is actually, if you ask me to sit down and watch any of the Spider-Man films right now, I would tell you any day you ask me, it would be Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And I'd have
funny.
an excellent time.
It's brilliant.
I don't even think it's that bad. And there's not a tone shift. It's the same tone as the other films. It's just the writing was a bit off because they made him put in about 12 characters.
My favourite part was when he danced.
That fits the character. I could argue this for hours. That fits the character in that moment because he gets his dark side out and he loses any sort of filter, but he's still not cool. The problem doesn't make him cool, so he's just a goof and he's not hiding it.
The problem with that sentence is when he gets his dark out. You have to understand.
Yeah, fair enough. That's pretty wank.
Right.
Yeah, right. Still, that might be my favourite Spider-Man film. You know, I quite like Sandman. I think Venom looks really cool in that.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. The whole neck snapping and back cracking, fantastic. Really got the ASMR stuff.
I don't hate any of the Star Wars
movies.
I'm tired.
Fine, fair enough.
I don't hate any of the Spider-Man films. I do hate some of the Star Wars films.
Oh really? Which ones?
No. We have not got time.
Okay.
So if we're done with that,
that's it.
We both liked it. Just in the coming episodes, we plan to. I think we're gonna have to start discussing some fest stuff soon.
Yeah, geez.
We haven't had a conversation about anything that isn't film and TV in a little while. We spoke a while ago about talking about like a guide to surviving a festival, etc.
That'd be hilarious.
With our limited knowledge.
Not that we know
basically
how to
it'll just be us saying what we do and how badly that goes.
Drink.
So hopefully if you're into that,
done.
Tune in for that. I hope you're enjoying this. We're thinking it's getting better.
Yeah.
I think potentially we're getting funnier.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully. But if not, if you're not laughing with us, laugh at us. Either way. Emotions. So that was such a weird pause.
Yeah, where were you going with
I don't know, I'm very tired. Plugs at Owen Cheds on Instagram.
Hey, that's my one.
At Ryan Whittleton on Instagram. You've got a YouTube, which is
Owen Cheds.
Okay, all of these are in the description. We will no longer be on Podbean. I know not a single one of you have listened to us on Podbean.
What is Podbean?
I'm not Podbean. What's the other one?
Soundcloud.
Soundcloud. We will no longer be on Soundcloud because they are about to start charging me. And currently we earn no money from this, nor do we get enough listeners to give a shit.
Yeah.
So it will all be YouTube for now. So if you want, buy YouTube Premium so you can listen to this in your pocket, or download it. Use one of those MP3 converters.
Yeah, we can't use SoundCloud anymore because then Ryan would have to start deleting his mixtapes.
Yeah, and I can't be doing that because, you know...
He's got to give something for Christmas next year.
Yeah. Right. Goodbye.
Bye.